In the Sixth World, there are groups of criminals known as Shadowrunners who act as deniable assets for governments, megacorporations, or anyone who has the Nuyen. The stories of these agents for hire are known as the Fixer Files.
Welcome back. This is part 2 of Shake, Rattle, and Roll. If you have not listened to part 1 yet, you're on the wrong thing. Stop. Go back to part 1. You'll enjoy it more if you listen to it in order. If you listen to it from here, and you didn't listen to part 1, it's going to be real weird, not make a lot of sense. You know, I'm going to give you just another moment more to consider whether you're in the right episode or not. Still here, huh? All right, I think we're good. I think all those weirdos left. Kick things off real quick. We're going to go around in real life. It's been several weeks because of scheduling and things and stuff. We're going to go around real quick, say hi, see how everybody's doing. Also, Chuck was unable to make it. He's currently at work, and he's currently listening to this while we're playing while he's at work. So, have fun, Chuck. We've got a stand-in for Chuck. If you are familiar with his work on As the Sixth World Turns, you'll recognize this voice coming up right here. Say hello, tell us who you are, what you've been up to, give us a little quick rundown of what your show's about, and tell us all about the character you're going to be playing.
Hey, what up? My name is Mack, aka Plastic Replica, and I am replicating Marty O'Rourke today.
Nice.
But, so, I'm from As the Sixth World Turns. We've only got like 3 episodes out right now, but we have more. We stream every week. The narrative is pretty far along. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm just filling in for Chuck tonight. So Marty O'Rourke is a former Dockwagon combat medic in the iteration that I know him. Apparently in this version, he also has long-lost stepbrothers, adopted stepbrothers. So we're going to find out what's going on.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us on such short notice. Next up, we're going to go with, let's go, Aaron. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up? It's me, Aaron. I've descended. I've moved south to have this conversation with you from Canada. What else is going on? I'm a GM and showrunner over at Dragon's Greek Gaming. You can find me on Mondays, right about now. We release Sins and Consequences, a Blades in the Dark actual play podcast. I was also forward on the Shadowrun Paydata podcast. And yeah, other than that, I'm just living life, man. My dog is being like I'm like a real monster right now, but like silently. Like,
Hey,
she knows she
that's
can't
fine
make
with me.
noise or I'll get mad, so she's like just being rambunctious in slow motion. It's weird.
All right, man. Rick, you're up next. What do you got? What's up, man?
Hey, I'm Rick Tenta. I am the former now GM of As the Sixth World Turns, and multi-time fixer of files, and I appreciate being there for that. And yeah, I just appreciate being part of this community with you guys, and whenever I can be included, I think that's pretty rad, and you guys are all cool, so
Thank you. That's very nice. Who are you playing? What's up? Who's your character?
I am Hank Williams V, and he is a now 78-year-old mage / former merc and very successful country western singer. So,
What's his most popular song called?
probably My Pocket's Got a Hole in It.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds sad.
It's
All right. Either that or it's like a sex.
kind of like a redo of My Bucket's Got a Hole in It by Hank Williams the First.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So, thank you. Thanks for being here. It says that my internet connection is unstable, so wish me luck here, everybody.
Thank you.
Next up, we got Scott. What's up, man?
Hey, I'm Scott Schletz. I don't run any cool games anywhere because I am busy operating a charter boat in the Caribbean. Yes, I'm safe from the current hurricane. And I'm just here to play and have some fun. I also do some writing for Catalyst, which is what I'm taking my time away from. Look, sneak preview of a project. Can't
Whoa! Spoilers. NDA, buddy. Is that one?
Let's read that.
Is that one that's coming out eventually?
Yeah, it's that one that's coming out after
Okay,
that other
okay.
one that's coming out, and then another one,
Okay.
another one.
Yeah, there's a couple. I hear.
It's one of the ones in
So-
the pipeline.
Okay. Pipeline.
Yeah,
It's coming.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
somewhere in the margins, of the pipeline.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I don't know what to call it yet.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I love it.
Uh,
But no, I'm just I'm here to have some fun. I'm I delayed this second adventure because I had to have one of my teeth removed because it was getting feisty. So got a cyber implant with a cyanide pill in it, just in case my secrets.
Oh, nice! Yeah, in case you ever get captured.
Yep. And I'm
Dude,
playing.
Did you get to keep the old tooth?
No. Actually, the old tooth came out in like 6 pieces because it was a crown on top of a tooth. So the crown came off, and then they split the tooth in half and pulled a piece out, and there was still a piece under it. It was all good though. I never mind the dentist. And
were you
I
awake?
Like the smell, yes. The smell, something about that, like the drill hitting teeth and that smell. I don't know, it's just weird. I also like.
Oh god, that
I like
smell.
That's
a scary one.
The tooth dust. I kind of. I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't know if I like it. But I don't think I hate it either.
I don't mind it.
You know what? Maybe there's a market for like a candle, like a tooth dust scented candle.
Do you love the dentist?
Oh man,
at the button. And I'm playing draft rigger most of the time. My rigging mostly involves stealing cars with a little bit of decking skills, and then hot rodding them, and then dumping them off somewhere.
Nice. Classy. I'm next. Hi, I'm Adam. Hello. I'm going to be your GM today. I play Ludes mostly on Sins and Consequences currently. I was GM for Shadowrun Paydata and the Shadowrun The Worst of Us, which I'm sure you've listened to by now. No, I'm still working on editing all of those. I'm sorry. It's coming. It'll be there. Also, my wife worked at a dentist's office, and the other day she came home from work, and like I gave her like a hug, and I was like, I was like, you smell like the dentist's office, and she's like, oh, and I'm like, it's fine, it's not that bad. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna go take a shower.
Yeah, I think that was like a Pearl Jam demo track, fluoride and tooth dust or something.
Better than smelling like Taco Bell.
Oh man. Oh god, yeah, dude. I'm not gonna go too crazy, but real quick, there's a place by me. I'm gonna shout out to Haybeck's Meat Market, butcher shop close to my house. Dude, I walk in there and that place smells like the best smoky cheeses and meats, and I could just hang out in there and smell that all day long. But I swear, if I worked there or someone I loved worked there and they smelled like that all the time, I think I would absolutely hate it. But just walking in, I'm like, I'm just gonna hang out. It's so
Adam, would
good.
you hate it, or would you consider
Hayback's Meat Market? All right, so we're already derailed, so why not stick to it? Here's the deal with cannibalism. All right, I would. Just saying, like, if there's, I ask this question to people at work every once in a while, and I guess that's weird.
Wouldn't, because there's
whatever.
like dire consequences. You get like bacteria in your brain that makes you crazy.
Yeah,
it's called
Mack out,
bro. Yeah, that's what happened to mad cow disease, and then that eventually mutated and went airborne because they started incinerating the cows in the UK. Anyways,
anyhow, I like to ask people, hey, if you were on like some kind of rich weirdo's private island, and you were able to like eat a person, not necessarily the whole person, just eat people meat, and there would be zero repercussions, would you do it? And I absolutely would, because first of all, I gotta know, all right? I feel like one bite is just, it's not going to do anything terrible to me. Maybe, but I've got a whole bunch left over because I honestly, the only, no implants. By the way, check this out. Here's a little fun fact, a little bit of trivia for you. If anybody ever asks, has Adam ever had a cavity? The answer is no, not once. All original, baby. Oh yeah. I don't know how, but they're all original. My daughter loves
your
to
wife picked you up at the dentist.
That's what it is.
You had no cavities.
She's
this
like,
man
ooh,
is perfect.
Ooh, those teeth! Look at those. Perfect. They're not perfect, but they're all fully intact. So, yes. So, but yeah, cannibalism. Also, honestly, when you think about it, it solves world hunger, it solves overpopulation, and then on top of it, if we eat specifically bad drivers, boom. That's already 30% of the world's problems solved. Just saying. Think about it. All right? So let's get back into this. So I believe we left off last episode. You guys had just been in an earthquake. Most of you were in this tunnel. I believe Hank was outside, fair distance away, couple hundred meters, I believe. You were able to line up your shots and take down those two drivers pretty well. Everybody else was in there, right?
Yeah. I was on the truck.
You were on the truck. So let's get back into it. So the earthquake happens. Parts of this tunnel that you're in, the tiles falling off, the lights flicker and go out, stuff starts collapsing. The bottom cracks up, falls apart. The truck rolls over. You survive. Everybody survives. I'm not going to deal any kind of damage to you guys for this, because the stuff that's coming up, I don't think you guys need to have damage ahead of time. A bunch of it collapses in. Everybody's in there except for Hank. Hank, you are, I guess, probably perched. What I'm going to say, I don't know if this is accurate or not, and I hope you're okay with me taking the liberties here. You're on like a billboard, set up on the little scaffolding of a billboard, laying down decent clip away, and you're able to take your shot, and you see, as this earthquake starts happening, you start rocking back and forth, and you manage to grab on, and it's kind of that like grating that's up there for you to grab onto so all the rain can fall through, and you're able to like dig in. You grab your fingers on, and you've got a cool tactical vest on. You like clip your belt into it because you've been through earthquakes before, so you don't fall off, but you almost do. And you're cool. You hang on, pull yourself together, and you look and you see all this dust and rubble flying out of the mouth of the tunnel. Kind of concerned. You're like, fuck, that's not good.
No. Hank, he kind of wobbles for a second, and then he goes, "Oh, what the fuck am I supposed to do now?" And he kind of stands up, and his rifle's about the same height as he is, and he's like, his eyes flash green, and he starts levitating, and he floats down gingerly from the billboard, kind of. Now he's doing the Dalsim thing, where he's just kind of like seated in the air.
Okay.
And
Cool.
floating over. Yeah, his knees are
Heading
bad.
towards it. Dude, that would be great to be able to levitate just to take a little bit of pressure off the old knees. So you start heading towards this cave-in, for the most part. You guys that are all inside, you guys are all fairly close together. Kind of, your head's shaking. Your vision's blurred. Ears are ringing. It all starts to come back slowly, like tunnel vision at first. There's little flickering lights, stuff coming off of cars, headlights. All of you are not entirely buried, but the collapse has created like a bubble kind of situation around you. There's people that are pinned underneath rubble, cars that are turned over, a bunch of stuff smashed. There's a car alarm going off in the distance for whatever reason. You guys are able to kind of move around a little bit. The truck that you were trying to get into, Nolan, is turned over. The cab is turned over. One of the trailers is like at a 45-degree angle, and then the further back trailer, because it was a double if you remember, that one's still upright entirely, but it's kind of twisted in the middle. Dead people inside are still very dead, but they're hanging by waistband seatbelts, and you're on there, and there's just a little bit of rubble that's on top of you. You're able to push it all off okay. You look in, you see those guys are totally dead. The headlights of the truck are illuminating a short distance ahead of you into this wreckage. And you can see that the stallion that was ahead of you, that the escort one, is there, and it's got like a big chunk of tunnel, like embedded in the hood of it. And there's a couple of those MCT security guys that are pinned inside of it. And there's one guy that's yelling. He's like clearly in pain. And another guy comes out of there, and he's walking, and he's trying to like shake it off. He's like totally dazed, and there's blood you can see coming from his ears and nose.
Okay. At this point in time, I'm still invisible, and so I'm gonna cast Powerball if there's more than one alive person.
Yeah, there's a few.
Okay, I'll cast it at force 5. What's my spellcasting is there? I am going to drop invisibility as I do this, so that I'm only 2-1, so I will be visible, and they can see how
you become visible.
Okay, so there's my roll. What did I get? 3 hits on 11 die.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna edge that. So I have 5 hits. The target is cooked from the inside, like magically microwaving a hot dog.
That's direct.
Yeah, okay, it's direct.
Yeah, Mana Ball is the indirect version.
Okay.
Well, Mana Ball is direct, but it's a mana spell instead of a physical spell. Powerball is the physical.
It passes through walls and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how they resist this, or if they just take X amount of damage, or what. But...
So the direct ones are resisted rather than rollings to soak. So let's see, I think that is going to be 9 dice. I got 33 as my result. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3. So you got 2 net. So he's gonna take 2. So, and then the force of the spell you said was 5, so you take 7. Well, they all will take 7. I'm just going to take that one roll. So yeah, you blast out this energy, and all of the dudes that are in this area get cooked by it. So all of them start shaking, and their faces start turning red, and like parts of them start blistering. Bad news. So, man, you kill a couple of these guys right away. You see the one dude that staggered out that was like holding his head and like bleeding from his ears and nose, just like he's like, and then his eyes pop and his body drops to the ground.
Like that, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you. And then I will simple action, take cover behind the broken door of this truck, just in case anyone starts firing on me.
So the rest of you are in there still. Draft was in a car.
Cars. Yep.
Stolen. Well, I know you had a few of them in there, and you had built that barricade up at the front. Those cars that were in that barricade up there, the kind of jackknife thing you did to block the traffic, you can't see them anymore. Those are buried entirely. Yeah. So
I cough a few times, and then hearing the obnoxious sound of a car alarm going off, I just kind of go completely virtual for a moment, and I scan around for vehicles that are like around and still in somewhat condition, and I start destroying them one by one to stop the noise.
As you do that, you leave your physical form. You start to see the matrix around you, and it's much different from what you're used to seeing. Normally, you go in and you're able to see like the data trails, and you're able to see, whatever kind of grid you can connect to, and you can see all the different icons and things. Yeah, nodes, icon posts. But you see this weird like landscape around you. It's like real weird sculpting that you would see if you were inside of a host. Like a lake house is off in the distance from where you are, and you're able to like, you see that, and it's fucking weird. You're able to isolate all the icons of the vehicles around you and stuff, and you can definitely find the one that's sending out, like it's got like the icon of a generic car, and it's got like pulses coming off of it showing that it's sending out like a distress signal.
Yeah,
you're able to see that one right away. You can just shut that right
shut
up.
it down.
Your progress bar fills up as you load up your software and fire off on it, and then it's like boop, boop, whoa.
Overcomes. I'm like, oh, guys, this is not a place. Anybody see a lake house in the real world?
Negative on the lake house.
Wait,
Okay, cool.
do I see a lake house?
No, you see like a wreckage and like a cave-in that you're inside of.
Oh, that's no man.
Yeah. All right, cool. I'm gonna go back to coughing. All right, jack out and back to coughing and start kind of half climbing out of the car, working my way out of the broken car, trying to figure out what else is going on.
And he's
you do. It's like cocked inside. You like end up having to kick out one of the windows to climb out.
He's still invisible, by the way. Draft.
Oh, all right. So yeah, anybody that's watching the camera, the audience sees a side window of this car just flies out. All the dust that's on it being displaced as he moves across and then flies out. A bunch of dust puffs away as you like wipe the dust off of yourself. You can't see him covered in dust, but you see the dust that comes away from him.
Where is everybody?
We're looking around. It's dark in here. There's a couple of hanging like fluorescent tubes that flicker I would say a melancholy orange down here.
Marty, you out there?
Yeah, I think so. So Marty, the combat medic, would probably take stock of the situation, make sure everyone else is okay first, and then kind of check out himself, and then assess any sort of threats, like what is going on right now.
You're, I believe, separate from everybody else. Not like terribly, but you're not like in the same car.
I'm not in the same pit, but I'm.
You're in the pit.
Oh, but I'm separated by wreckage. Okay, so I'm gonna hop on the comms. Everyone good? What just happened? There was a cave-in of some kind.
Well, California, that's an earthquake.
You just hear Nolan singing a copyrighted song. The earth moves under my feet. He pulls out an oldie just for you, but he sings it to you in Orzette, so it just sounds like ooh, da, ooh, ah.
It just sounds like.
Nolan, are you okay? Did you hit your head? Are you okay?
He's having a fit. So, I love it. That's hilarious.
Hank, you still outside?
Yeah, I'm here.
Comes through to you very, very fragmented, and there's a lot of noise on the line. So it comes through like, but it's great to hear that they're not dead.
Hank's up there with his flip phone. He's like flicking it. Yeah, hello. Hey. Marty, are you down there?
Can he hear me well enough?
It's still shitty, but yeah, you guys can
Well,
communicate.
yeah, I'm trying to. Hank, you got eyes on the situation. What's going on?
You fell in a hole.
Thank
repeat.
you, Professor.
Yeah, all that comes to is hole. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, that checks out. That matches what I thought. So
Is the jamming still active from the truck?
it's still coming off of the back of the rear escort vehicle, the rear stallion.
All right. I'm gonna focus my attention on said stallion and
All right.
see if I can break it
Yeah.
in the most blunt brute force data spike way I can.
Threshold is 6. Try to blast this sucker.
All right. So I got 4 of mine.
You got 4
6 on the first one, and then
for the initial
faster
team.
for- yeah.
So yeah, it takes you a solid, like, I don't know, 2 minutes, and you manage to nuke. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. That's fair. Yeah, you managed to nuke this thing's ECCM, I think, at this point, or ECM, and you're doing the ECCM. Some number of C's, a bunch of them.
some kind of
It's going a
counter
lot.
and
So
countermeasure.
anyhow.
Countermeasure.
Yes, that's right. So you counter the counter. You measure them. You measure the counters, and they come up at 36 inches wide. But you do your thing, and you manage to nuke this thing's jamming signal. And as you do, the communication block clears up really well. So you're able to hear Hank very clearly, and you're able to hear him breathing as he's hustling towards this cave. Hank, you suddenly can hear everybody very clearly over your communications network. This, from the outside, doesn't look great. It's going to take a little bit of effort for you to get through all of this this wreckage. You would imagine if you're trying to do this by yourself, this is going to take weeks to move all this stuff.
Hey, Draft, you got the phone. Call that guy and tell him the world fucked up. Like, the Lord himself came down and said, don't do this. And we're going to do it anyways. But you tell him.
I busted up the jamming, so we could probably go look inside there now. Oh, actually, I'm gonna check the matrix. Now the jamming's gone. Do I see any devices inside?
No, there's
the
nothing active in there.
back of the truck.
But you are able to find,
Okay.
though, the truck still has enough juice going that you're able to remotely activate the trailers have like a rear door and a side door that can open up. Kind of like if you were trying to unload lumber, in case you were familiar with trucks that have lumber on them. But you can activate those if you wanted to open them. The side doors are going to be a little bit easier for you guys to access in the situation that you're currently in.
I can get the side door. Give me a second. I pull the number up on the comm link and dial our
Yeah,
Johnson.
nice. Oh, well, you start calling him. Yeah, okay. It goes through, and he answers. He goes, hello?
Hey, Draft. So we got the truck, but it's in a hole.
Excellent.
It was an earthquake.
Duh.
Yeah, kind of buried in a tunnel.
It's inconvenient. Sorry,
I agree.
I was sleeping. It's late. We can buried in a tunnel. Well, there's a possibility you could use the equipment to clear any kind of wreckage. Maybe still fulfill your contract. As long as the equipment makes it to me, you still get paid. Now, if that's not going to be possible, if you're not able to arrange that, unfortunately, I won't be able to pay you.
Well, if I can't arrange it, I'm dead in a hole somewhere. So we'll get that. We'll try to get this stuff out.
Best of luck.
All right. Thanks.
Click,
Hang it
dispatch
up.
a recovery team. Oh, and then you hang up.
Yo, no. Johnson says we could probably help ourselves out of this hole with whatever's in that truck.
Ooh.
I thought you'd woo that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm going to cast Corrode Wall on the side of it and open up the door. I know that he's opening up the door, but
Are we all in the same general area? at
Everybody
this
except for
point?
Hank. Hank is still
Hank's
on the
still
outside.
outside.
Hank is out there. He's slowly removing, like, fist-sized rocks and maybe some stuff that's like in the neighborhood, like 2.5 feet long.
He stopped
It's
for
gonna
a
take him a long
cigarette already.
It's like, I'm too old for this
Yeah.
shit. You can still hear him
Hey,
talking in there, so you're like, yeah, they're fine.
Hank,
Yeah.
can you do that that out of body thing and come just make sure there's nothing funky down here that we got to worry about?
Not really, actually. This version.
You say that, and Nolan, instead of casting Corrode Wall, will do that. He will.
Okay.
He will.
Perception?
He will. Yeah, he'll astrally percept.
Since he's here.
Okay. So you start looking around, and you're able to see, it's, there's not a lot. You see, like, the fading remnants of the people that you've killed. Yeah, there's still, as you look around, the rear escort, you're able to see the auras inside. There's still a couple of MCT security guys in there that they don't look very good. You can make an sensing roll now to take a look at the guys that are in that rear escort.
I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna use my last spirit favor to just say kill those guys. And so little.
Okay.
Yeah. So little guy will go out of like
The little guy.
he has little feet patter on the stones, and then he goes inside and he engulfs one of them.
Oh, Jesus.
Just swallows them whole and starts crushing them.
Into his mouth and nose, and just floods the guy's lungs until he dies, which is really an awful way to go. I hope you feel good. So, yeah, he kills the guy in there. And, the one remaining MCT guy in there starts screaming.
All right, I'm gonna pop open the side door.
All right.
You guys in position?
I'll open up the back doors. I'll head around back.
The door opens, and it slides, and it exposes half of what's inside. There's no lights in there. It's hard to see. But I'm guessing somebody's got a flashlight. Marty hits the flashlight on his gun. It looks almost like a submarine, like a small submarine inside. And it's in there suspended, and there's a bunch of other parts that are strapped into this box, this trailer. And you look at it, and does anybody have any kind of like automotive engineering?
Let's see.
I do.
Yeah! Let's see what we get.
What's my mental limit? Not 66. One hit.
Okay. So, one hit's going to be enough to tell you that, looking at it, you see these kind of exposed, they look like mounts for something on the under portions of this submarine. They're strapped into it. Look like that these things need to attach to the bottom part of this submarine thing. Then there's a second one of these trailers as well.
All right.
No
Nobody
one's inside.
Got a submarine.
Nobody's inside of anything in there.
Let's check the other one.
The
Yeah, let's
submarine
check
thing,
the
by
other
the
one.
way, it's got like a big old bubbly front.
Maybe with like we get
Maybe.
tank treads. Journey to
I
the
don't
center
know,
of the
looks
earth.
pretty exciting to me.
I
Looks
got
very
him. I
boring.
love it. So there's this like bubbly kind of like submarine kind of front, like a bubble, like a thing, and it's still, you can see clearly that it's still got like a big plastic film over it that you could like peel off to keep it from getting scratched in transport. There's a bunch of like those kind of things.
It's
Yeah.
brand
So
new.
yeah, but you guys
Still
are
got that
you said
new
you're-
submarine smell.
It does, yeah. So
Okay, we're gonna go check the other one. Check the.
Okay, so same
other-
thing. You guys square up again. You stack up, and then you go on my
Of course.
mark, and you roll the side over. Exact same thing. Exact same setup. This one though is in a little bit better shape. When the door opens up, the lights inside flicker on, and you're able to get a better look at it. And
All right, I'm gonna hop up inside and I'm gonna start fidgeting.
okay, so you take a look, and there's like an instruction manual, but it's all in Japanese.
Luckily, I can read Japanese.
Woo! Fuck yeah! All right, give me a Japanese roll.
So it says hiragana,
Which sounds
katakana,
delicious.
or American. What's the one?
American.
that's-
Romanji.
There's kanji, katakana, and hiragana. Katakana is the one that's
Those are-
for
no,
foreign
Romanji is
words.
the one that's like in magazines.
What is Romanji? I've never even heard of that one. Okay, I don't know.
It's based off like Western
Roman letters.
phonetics or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, katakana is the one for foreign words. So, like, if you were to say, like, computeru, that's in katakana.
Yeah.
And one again
Okay.
in Japanese.
So, one Japanese. Yes, you speak
Each.
exactly one.
Each.
Yeah, you speak one Japanese. All you know how to say is "Boku no senko wa nihongo desu," which means my major is the
I
Japanese
speak
language.
Japanese. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's the only thing I remember how to say in Japanese. For the
I'm not
most part.
Toileto.
Yeah,
Toilet.
Origato gozaimasu. Yeah. Uh-huh. Mhm. And but anyhow, so that's I don't speak very much Japanese. But yeah, so you start looking through it, and you're looking at it, and you got this big old, it's a paper manual, which is real weird, and it's got some diagrams in there, and like it's got a whole bunch of like a little like figure of a person that's all like hello, and then it says like a bunch of stuff. You're like, I don't know what that means, and it's got a picture of the guy, he's like screaming, and his hand is like missing, and so you're looking through it, and you're seeing all these pictures, and it's not quite like an IKEA manual where it's very picture focused, but there's a bunch of diagrams, And the amount that you're able to pick up, you see like, okay, these contraptions over here, it looks like these are legs.
Interesting.
Anyone take
Yeah.
Pilot Walker?
Those look like front legs, those are rear legs.
I got pilot ground. I don't have bipedal.
All right.
All right, so looking at this, you guys have, you know what, Scott? I'm just going to give this to you. You've got, when you're looking around and you're trying to, look at the stuff, you do a little bit of, your AR stuff while you're trying to analyze things, and you see another signal coming off of one of the dudes in that rear.
Somebody's got their dock wagon running. Maybe they'll come save us.
Really?
Sorry, yes, that
Well, I
fucking
guess we should
dock
investigate.
Maybe
wagon.
they're coming to try to save that guy.
Here, let's fix that real quick. And Nolan will jump out the side and run towards that guy with his pistol drawn.
Yeah, so there's a guy that's still in that car. He's in the rear escort. He's coughing. There's blood running down his chin. And he looks at you, he's like, I have a family. I think I've got internal bleeding.
Here, I'll fix it
gotta-
for you. And I shoot him in the head.
Oh my
Ooh.
god. All right,
True
kill
grit
him.
style.
Well,
I
so
could
that
do nothing for you, son.
Why are you rolling dice?
Because
Why are you
I-
rolling dice? You can't.
What?
yeah. Now I fixed his
I
internal
don't think he's
bleeding.
gonna
Dock wagon's
resist.
on the
It's
way.
external right now.
No,
It's
no,
not
it's
called
external.
Called shot to the head at 3 inches. I don't know.
Yeah,
Open
it's
him up
not
and
gonna-
relieve the pressure. All the pressure.
Ugh.
Poor guy.
Yeah, man. It's supposed to be a closed system. You know that, right? All right, so you kill him. His body goes limp as you relieve his struggle, I suppose. And you see, like, his arm falls, like this this band on his wrist that's got, like, a little blinky light on it. And it's this, like, it's a dock wagon wristband. You know, because you've got a history with dock wagon, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Do you want me to get into it? I got a little thing I wrote just for this.
Yeah, just give us a brief rundown.
Before he was brought into like the house with everyone else, where Hank would have been probably the first to meet him, he was only 8 years old. But when he was 7, he was a happy elf with his elf family driving down the road. It's that scene where you're driving and you're going through the intersection and you see the headlights from the drunk driver driving the 18-wheeler as it crushes into the side of the car. And it's that moment where his vision goes black and he's laying on the side of the road and he's coughing and he's bleeding and he looks up and there's his mother and his father. Dock wagon shows up and they just walk right by them. And he's forced to stare at them as the light fades from their eyes, and Dock wagon saves person after person that isn't him or them. And ever since that day,
Oof.
the logo is enough to
Fair
drive
enough.
him mad.
Shit.
Yeah, sorry. Didn't mean to get heavy.
That's-
Should have bought a contract.
That's right.
I do.
It's Nolan's fault. He didn't pay for the contract.
Luckily, Marty
Yeah,
doesn't
why weren't you
wear his
working
dock
harder?
wagon logos anymore.
So, the bracelet thing continues to pulse that light. Anybody that's got any kind of AR stuff that's good. I'm just gonna say draft. You got it. You see it's still sending out that signal, and it's already been broadcast. You know that they're on the way. Probably won't be good for, the people responsible. So, there's a little bit of an issue that, before you hung up, that Mr. Johnson's sending a recovery team. If they get there and they recover that equipment, you're not gonna get paid. Time's ticking. You see this submarine thing, bunch of parts for it.
I'm like a little grease monkey gearhead child in a candy store, as I am
Oh yeah.
pulling pieces randomly from places and just if I don't put it together right, I'll put it together better than right.
If I don't put it together right, I'm gonna put it together fast.
I'm gonna have
So-
one 2-legged one and one 6-legged one, and one's gonna ride on the other one, and
There you go.
Marty's holding the flashlight for him.
it's gonna be a
And he's not
carapace
doing a good job of
crawler.
holding the flashlight either. Keep-
All right. So, does anybody have any kind of engineering stuff that's not draft?
I
That's
have
in
a
the, in the hole. I'm guessing.
skill. That's about it.
You know what? I will let you use that to assist. So you make your computer test, and any hits that you get are going to go as bonus dice for his.
Computer
engineering.
3. So 3d6 plus what stat for that, or just the skill?
The eye.
Intuition. 2.
No,
Logic.
you're right.
It's
Logic.
No,
Pardon.
It adds logic.
Yeah, logic.
Okay.
I've been
Chuck
I've
has
been playing so many different games.
Two
that I don't
values
know
written in
anything
here.
anymore.
He has one value that says 2, and then he has a 1 and 3 in Roman numerals. I don't know what that's. I'll just roll the 2.
Is it
I
a
guess.
3 or is it 111? He's really good.
Yeah, dude, he's got 111.
Roll
He's
111
very,
dice.
very smart. Or medium.
Yeah, 5d6 is fine. 6.
Okay, so
that's 2 hits. I saw him.
I'm a grease monkey, so I'm gonna take those, and I'm gonna take his
There you go.
2.
Yeah, I'm using my computer skill to help boot everything up and like do the installs. but
basically,
this
while
is-
he's doing
Open
the
that.
mechanical stuff, you're doing the
Oh, hey.
electronic stuff.
Hey,
That's how we're gonna justify.
sure.
it.
This is probably an extended test, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna kick off the opening with a little edge to try and get lucky.
staying up all night. Get lucky. I think that's a song.
Press button
Maybe.
twice. She only
Yeah,
sings
yeah. I
seconds
think
of it.
that's fair. Wow, that's a lot of dice.
I see 3,
Oh,
4. I
crap.
see 4 6s.
How
At
many
least.
tilts was that?
I can roll 4 more.
Holy crap! Yeah,
Again.
go ahead and toss 4 more at that. Wow.
Oh,
Oh, lame.
Stuck with
All
8.
right, so that's fine. 8
Look at
hits
I'm
is
a
still a
first
lot.
run.
So
First run at it. Haha! This leg goes here and that leg goes there. And Marty, boot up that leg. Boot up
all right,
the
so
leg.
let me pull up my notes. So as you're working on assembling this thing, Marty's looking at the information. There's like a little like a USB drive essentially that you plug in, and you're looking at the manual for it. You're like, oh, okay, here you go. It's starting to translate. Like, oh yeah, this part goes over here, and you're able to kind of guide him with it. That's what we're gonna say. This thing is called an Omoy Barustoman 2T-SRT-K. I forgot what all of that stands for, but you start putting this thing together, and you get one of them fully assembled, and you're already halfway through the next one. So let me pull up this artwork.
Is it like a Mazinger or is it more like a power loader?
Oh,
That's what you got.
Super robot or real robot?
Whoa.
It's not a robot, it is like a submarine with legs and
I don't see it.
arms.
it's awesome.
It's awesome.
It is.
Is it like a Mega Man X boss?
No, it's
Yeah.
not that cool.
Kinda.
I'm sorry. It's like a Mega Man X like first
Yeah,
level
a
mini
mid-boss,
boss. You know,
yeah.
it's yeah, before you go to fight the actual like robot masters, it's like the thing that you
Now,
fight
what's
on
the
the first
scale
level.
of that?
So this thing can seat 2. It's got like a pilot and a passenger that go into it.
So it's like the pilot lay up top and the passenger lays on the bottom? Or is that thing on the
Basically-
bottom something else?
No, the pilot will lay down and operate the front of it, and then the passenger sits in the back very
Okay,
uncomfortably.
It smells like feet back here.
Oh, yeah, it does. It smells like feet and dead people. So, but it's got some arms on the front, and it's got legs, and there's also a mount point on the side of it. You get one of them put together, and the second one, you're able to go in there and get it halfway put together. You feel really confident that you could make this test, I don't know, 3 more times before you run out of time, before stuff starts going crazy.
Can Nolan climb
Oh,
into the
maybe
one that's
one
built
more.
and start using it?
Yeah. So it's still suspended in there, but like as you climb into it, you can activate it, and you got another 3. So you get 2 of them that are operational fully. So what I was thinking is you can start to try to harvest stuff off of the stallions. You know, you got another mount on the side of these things. You could put a weapon on there.
Hell yeah.
You can start pulling armor off of these stallions and applying the armor to it. And if that's something you decide you want to do, you can start pulling things off of one of the stallions with that amount of successes. Now, Nolan, you climb inside one of them. It's still suspended in there. You can operate this thing. It would be pilot walker, would be your full dice pool. You could do a pilot ground craft, and I'm going to give you like a penalty -2 to your pool. If you don't have any of that, you can default to reaction.
Okay, so I have pilot groundcraft and I have pilot watercraft. You said it operates like a submarine.
If it's in water, yes.
Looks like a submarine.
Okay, so I'll do pilot
It
groundcraft.
is. So, Draft, you're able to recognize this thing. So this is a modified version of a submarine. The main chassis of it is a submarine has been heavily modified to be able to function this way. It still can function as a submarine. You definitely see there's like the propellery thing on the back and all the water ski-inny, spitty-outy stuff to make it go up and down.
It's still
I think those
sealed. It still has all the thrusting systems. It's still the same thing.
Yeah. Those are the technical terms. You know,
If
I don't
we
want
get
to bore
underwater.
you. I don't wanna bore you with the technical details, but the water
we-
sucky-outy,
Are we near underwater?
you're not
Near-
too far.
Yeah, we're near the river that everyone but me knows about.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. So, I mean, that's enough that you get this thing fired up, and as you activate it, it powers on, and it's all like "Konnichiwa," and it starts like speaking to you in Japanese. I don't know what the hell it's saying, and it activates in the legs, like plant down, and it flexes and it lifts up onto the strapping that's hanging from it. It lifts off of it and starts tearing away all that strapping as it starts to move. And you're able to drive this thing. It's a little bit awkward to drive, but you're able to drive it. And it's weird because you're like laying down on your belly and trying to drive it with like dual analog sticks, and there's like little analog sticks on top of the analog sticks, and like all these buttons everywhere, and switches and levers. But you start fucking with it, and you toggle some toggles, and you hit some buttons, and then it's all like power up, and then it starts to lift, and you walk out, and it starts tearing away.
Don't break it.
I'll do what I want.
It's not breaking.
I still gotta mount guns on these things.
Well, hurry up.
Tearing away, like as you're pulling, the strapping comes with, and it starts tearing away the trailer from behind. And after a while, it snaps the strapping that's around it, and it's dragging straps and little chunks of the trailer as it starts to move, and like you smash one of the cars ahead of you. There's like this guy inside, and he's got this really ratty mustache, and he's just like ah, and he's wearing like a trucker hat. It says like no orc chicks on it, and he's like ah.
Oh, I stomped that one
you're able to drive
twice.
this thing.
And then I'll my goal is to just clear as much rubble as to clear as much rubble as I can.
All right, you start getting the hang of this thing. So you start moving towards this rubble. We got Hank on the outside, still slaving away, pulling chunks away, smoking a cigarette a little bit. I'm gonna guess that your guy's got like a little whiskey or something.
Oh yeah,
taking a little whiskey sip.
He's done
And
pulling
pulls
rocks. He's laying up against the side of the road right now, drinking, waiting for you guys to show
Wiping
up.
the sweat off his brow with an old bandana.
Oh, Hank, you out there? Can you hear us still? Is your comm working?
Yeah,
Hank?
I'm just getting drunk.
Keep an eye out for a dock wagon. Somebody in here has a beacon going off, so we're gonna probably come and try and save them. They won't be able to. They're dead. The Johnson's sending a recovery team for we get these things out of here. So keep an eye out for all of them while you're up there.
You hear like a really loud bolt sound on the rifle. He's like, shh, I could probably
Nice.
take most of them.
You do the thing like I do where I'm recording and I open the beer right next to the microphone. So you go over towards this rubble and you're fucking around with it a little bit, and you realize that the joystick on top of the joystick controls the arms on this thing, and it takes a little while to get used to, and you like basically clobber a bunch of rocks and knock stuff down, and you start getting the hang of it, and you're starting to pull stuff away. Let me get another one of those tests from you, Scott. Let's see how much action you can get done with another one of these tests.
Pull off this one. What's this truck got on it?
Woo! Fuck yes, 6. All right, so here's the deal. You're able to clear the weapon off of one of these trucks and put it onto the stationary one of these things. And you're able to pull another thing off of one of the trucks. So you can either add additional armor to one of these submarine walkers or 2 weapons. So one of the weapons is that Panther autocannon. The other one was the heavy machine gun, which is a RPK HMG.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm all Panther, man. That thing's shit.
Yeah, the Panther comes off. I'm gonna mount that on something, but I think I'm gonna grab some of the armor plating and
Yeah.
put a little bit of extra protection on one of these,
Yeah.
just in case.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
gonna be
you always
riding in
get
the
one
one
to
with
the
the
Johnson.
extra.
Of course you are. You're the weapon for the one with the extra.
Yeah.
Start putting the armor on. So these trailers, in addition to having the parts and the vehicle thing itself, there's like toolkits in there. And so you look at it, and like tools, like some of them, you're like, these are trash. Looking at these tools, like this made out of plastic, this is garbage. But then you look and you're like, this is actually a really nice torch. This is a really nice torch. Why is this torch in here? This is a really nice acetylene torch. And you're carving through stuff and you're attaching things.
18 montage. Dun, dun,
Oh,
dun,
yeah,
dun,
absolutely.
dun, dun.
You start getting all this stuff set up.
Grease
You're
lightning.
tearing away all of this rubble. And just as you start to make it through and a little bit of the moonlight starts to shine through, Hank, you're on the outside. You see the stuff start to shift, just like a gap comes through, and you're like, oh shit, I better hurry. And you start grabbing little rocks to make it look like you're not fucking off. And you tear through, and you see light on the other side.
Omoy Burastruman 2T SRTK.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Barusto man. Is
That's already supposed to say too.
Is that just burst man with extra syllables?
It's blast man. Pardon me, blast man.
Oh,
It's,
blast man.
It translates to heavy blast man,
Heavy blast man.
Heavy blast, man.
which is a reference to an old video game.
Ah, look at that. Control mode.
there's
Rigor.
Sonic blast man. Is that what you're talking about?
Heavy blast man was the bad guy version of him.
Yes, that's right. He had like a black costume or whatever, right?
Yep.
Have you played the actual the punch
arcade
version
one?
of Sonic Blast Man?
No, because
There's like a punch machine that could injure you.
yeah, I was gonna say they recalled those because people were getting hurt.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember they had not that one, but they had the arm wrestling one at the movie theater by my house when I was growing up.
People
Oh,
got
yeah.
hurt on
It
those
was around
ones
the same
too.
time.
Yeah.
There's a
Oh,
Street
yeah.
Fighter 2 cabinet where you have to punch all the buttons, and you have to punch it at various pressures to get different moves.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, they switched to the 6-button layout after.
It makes a lot of sense. So I don't remember exactly what it is, but the SRT is like the letters that would be associated with the Japanese translation of something along the lines of like a amphibious exploration. I don't remember exactly what it is. So, but yeah, if we had done this when I wrote it, I would be able to tell you, but I don't remember now. So yeah, there you go.
Underwater exploration craft. Amphibious exploration craft.
Yeah. There we go. And this thing is in its walker mode. It's also capable of doing a, what's the word I'm looking for? Underwater mode? I feel like there's a better word for that.
Submersible.
I think that's the one I was thinking of. It's got that as well. But the handling, when it's in walker mode, is 5, speed 1, acceleration 1. It's faster in the water, but less maneuverable.
Good. Slow rolls, baby.
Man, there's been a bunch of talk in a bunch of places about walkers in Shadowrun recently, and I'm like, I can't say anything. I can't say anything at all because I don't want to spoil this. I'm like, I've got a situation where they actually make sense to exist.
6-world
They-
BattleTech crossover.
They're always worried about BattleTech crossovers, but
Not BattleTech. It's not BattleTech.
They have a whole bunch of walkers in Shadowrun. They
Uh,
really are.
yeah.
That's why they have the walker skill, because
I was,
they
like-
made a bunch of them.
In like 5th edition?
Yeah, 5 made up. 5 had several.
Where? I couldn't find anything. I thought it was just for certain like drone operation.
Well, they were all drone. That is true.
Okay.
They didn't
okay.
have
all
like
right, good.
drivable ones, but
Yeah. There's not like
no difference.
Max.
In, like
Yeah.
yeah, there's no
The-
Max. What is
I'm like, I missed it. I was trying to find them, but
a Mack is
but yeah,
really just a drone that the pilot sits inside.
yeah,
You're not
basically, it's a drone with a chair on it. Yeah,
Yeah, like
but this is the one situation I could think of where it would be reasonable for this to exist. Why would you need a walking vehicle? Like, why? You have one that can fly. Why would you need a walking one? And the only thing I could think of is underwater caverns that are no longer underwater. So stuff that's got air in it when you're underwater. So you can go water to get in and then walk up inside of it.
Yep.
It's the only thing I could think of.
yeah,
And-
there's like caves, caverns,
Grottos.
grottos.
Grotto, yeah. Some aquatic spelunking. So there you go.
That's why you
Now-
it's a fart when you're in the pool.
Wait, what?
It's aquatic
Fart in the pool?
spelunk. Bloop.
Ugh.
Now the
That's
question is, does this have like little micro jump jets to like splash into water if it needs to, or is it always just
No.
like dump dump?
Yeah, it'll
All
just
over.
kind of walk into the water. It'll wade in until it's in there enough for it to start swimming, essentially. All right, so thank you guys for your patience while I had to go make pee-pee. Finish my second beer. So my beer tonight is Bizarre Island from Liquid Love Brewery. It is a sour ale with peach, pineapple, passion fruit, and a hint of cinnamon. It is delicious, and it looks like orange juice.
It does look like orange juice. I've seen you drinking it.
You were drinking orange juice. That's right. Yeah.
I thought you were
It's
drinking
Going
a
for
screwdriver.
screwdrivers today.
Yeah, no, it's this beer. It's got fruit puree in it. It's delicious. It's a little bit thick, and that's how I like my drinks.
Funky beer.
So let's get back to it.
Where's
We
it?
start
where's
making
it
it
made
with.
at?
Where's it made at? This is made out of Liquid Love Brewing, which is in beautiful Buffalo Grove, Illinois.
Barfalo Grove. Beautiful Barfalo Grove.
Buffalo Grove.
Buffalo Grove, Illinois. There's no buffaloes. Don't go looking for them. But yeah, fairly close to my home, but not close enough that I can go there regularly. I have not had anything from Liquid Love that was less than very good. All right, so let's get back to it. So you just broke through to the outside world. There's still some people back inside of this tunnel that are trapped in their vehicles, things that are overturned, people that are suffering, screaming, dying, whatever, but I guess you guys don't care. You start making your way out. Hank, you're on the outside.
Whatever.
You do a little bit to look like you're helping.
Hey, Marty,
Yo.
you wanna help a couple people out of their vehicles so they can follow us out of this hole?
Yep, that sounds about right.
It sounds right.
Yeah. I'm gonna
No,
go
keep
around
digging.
round up the fellas.
So, yeah, you start doing your thing. You're going through, you're cutting seatbelts and getting people out of their cars. There's not a ton of cars down here because it was pretty late. I think it was a little bit, like right around midnight when this whole thing went off. So there's a handful of people. You manage to get a couple of people free. You help an old lady out, and she's got like a floral print dress, and you help her out of the car, and she gives you a little smooch on the cheek, leaves the red lipstick mouth print on your
What's
cheek.
Grandma doing out at midnight?
No worries, ma'am. It's all part of the
Burger
job.
She's like, I gave you a job, sweetie. But you help a couple of people out. You feel better about yourself a little bit. They all flee into the desert. They're probably not going to make it, but whatever.
Thought they were gonna
Times
follow
are
us out
tough.
on our walker.
Like, here's just hang out here.
I was gonna try to
Go
instruct
to the
them to be
back.
like, all right, we're gonna climb out of the pit. If you could follow, do your best. But they just ran with their arms in the air.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and they ran. They ran
Okay,
out into the
cool.
desert. We'll see what happens. No, we won't. We'll find out. No, we won't. Why do I keep saying that? We're not going to find out. We'll never know. You'll never know. You guys make it out. You got the second one of these walking submarines ready to go. And as all of you make it out of this tunnel, that's when it gets a little bit weird. It's an aftershock. Shakes a little bit. These walking submarine things shimmy and shift, but they stay on their feet. Hank staggers around a little bit. Your hat starts to shake loose. You grab it, you hold it on tight, catch yourself. And as you look up, after this aftershock, the desert ahead of you, it does that cool mirage thing, where it's like, looks like there's water on the horizon. Then you realize there's water. There's a lot of water. And then there's more and more and more. And then you see out on the horizon, there's a house on an island. And the water isn't like regular water. The water is this kind of...
house.
Yeah, you called it. It's this luminous, glowing water. It's got little bits of flecks of like blue light coming out of all over the place in this water.
It's like a Dreamcast water.
It is. Exactly.
Hank's
We spilled all
assuming
the
he's
glitter in the
finally.
water.
Hank's assuming at this point he's finally succumbing to the other side. He's like, I'm finally dying.
Yeah.
Says as he's staring at this.
Hank just severely deprived himself of oxygen, and then he like bombed a dart and sipped some whiskey in the heat. And now he's like, oh no.
I'm gonna die.
The water keeps coming closer and closer and closer and expanding towards you.
All right,
It's not like-
everybody on
it's
board.
not-
Hank, where you at?
Yeah, it's not like rushing towards you. It's becoming closer. There's not like a wave. There's not a surge. It's just suddenly there's more and more and more. Hank, the water starts getting closer. It starts coming up around the ankles of this walking submarine thing, and you start climbing up the side of it.
Hank, no. That does not look like it is obeying the laws of physics. I'm moving this to your realm, and I am taking over driving the vehicles. And I slave both of them to my RCC.
You tie them in. You go through the quick registration process. You skip through all of the options of configuring. You're like, I don't care about the language. I don't care about this. No cookies. No. And you go through all the processes real quick. And, it's trying to talk you through it. It's got a voiceover thing in Japanese. And you're like, skip, mute. And you get through and you link them up and they're slaved in. So suddenly, the second one, the controls lock up the analog sticks. They're completely unresponsive to you. And it starts walking. And it's going to be under control of our friendly rigger here. Drone operator, pardon me. Sorry, YouTube. Hopefully you guys get that right.
I've heard this story. It makes me smile a little bit.
It's unfortunate. Oh man, so
it's silly,
by the way,
it's
real
silly,
quick,
but I'm laughing at how silly it is. But
yeah, I just the
Preposterous.
newest episode of Pride Against Prejudice, which is a fantastic podcast if you like Shadowrun, which I'm guessing you do because you're listening to this. Newest episode of that came out today. Their Spotify feed gives captioning. So if you are hearing impaired, you can read what's happening in this podcast. I
That's
don't know how
cool.
the hell it happened. It's super cool. Super cool.
I mean, that's
I
probably
hope
got to
that
be
ours
AI
does that.
assisted in some way. Those
I'm sure it
automatic
is.
subtitles.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But like, that's a super cool feature, and I'm happy that that's a thing that exists. All the people that can't listen to the podcast can finally enjoy these stories. It's pretty fucking cool. So,
Geek that chummer, Ome. This is
I don't have to
Wiz.
transcribe podcasts
I
like
don't
a
know what
monk
this means.
anymore.
Have fun with that.
oh my god, imagine trying to translate all the slang. It's like, water is rising. You see forms. It looks like they should be cresting the water, splashing out of it, but the water doesn't splash. The water doesn't really react the way the water should. It's kind of static. The lighting inside of the water moves, but the water itself, the surface, does not.
And you
Let
said
me-
it just seems to be swelling more and more, or is it stopped growing? Is it just a static lake now?
Coming towards us.
The
Kinda-
boundaries of the water are expanding,
Mm.
but the water does not move.
What the?
You see this house out on an island out in the middle of this water. It looks like it's of, I'm going to say vaguely Japanese architecture. It's up on a hill on this little island. There's a pier that stretches out from it. There's lights on inside of this house, some trees on this island. None of it moves. There's a gentle breeze, but none of the foliage moves with the breeze. The water doesn't move with the breeze. The heat is still here. That desert heat that still happens at nighttime. It's a cool 85 degrees. Enough to make you a little crazy. You know, that happens. It gets hot, people get a little bit nuts. Stuff gets stupid. People start making mistakes. People get angry faster than they should. Sometimes you pass out. Heat stroke. This isn't that.
Hey, no. What the frag is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a second. Yeah. I'm going to astrally project and move towards it. So my body will
Pop
stay.
out of your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pop out of your body, you start moving towards it. And all of this stuff, everything out here, and this is something that as a person that's done this before, you know, water on the astral plane, like you can tell it's water. It's not like the bland, gray, kind of blobby shapes or whatever that all the inanimate things are. This doesn't look like that. This is all just static, gray. The tree should be lit up. Plants have auras. You know, this, no. You start zipping through at the speed of thought. You get closer and closer to this island. All just gray.
Is there anyone inside of the house?
Push through the walls. All just gray. You move through another gray barrier and there's nothing in there, just gray. You move through another one, just gray. You move through another one and you're back on the other side.
I hate it here.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. It feels disconnected. It feels hollow. Essentially like you've been sitting on your own hand, but your entire being, it feels static.
So I will return back to my body, and presuming I make it,
You do.
I'll hop on comms. You'll hear Null just say, "There's something wrong with that house. It feels like when you're trying to give yourself the stranger."
There is
Oh.
definitely something wrong with that house. It shouldn't actually be there, you know, all things considered.
All things considered, we should get these to the river as fast as possible.
We got money to make.
Yeah, I'm ready to retire. Finally.
Whaletopia won't build itself.
What? All right, so
Foreshadowing.
yeah, so you move what into this water stuff, or
I
what?
try and move towards the river.
Yeah.
Okay, it's real weird because the whole environment around you is shifting, and this gigantic lighted luminous lake, or not lake, I guess sea, is spreading further and further around you. You're moving this vehicle as fast as it can go, which is not very fast. When it's into this walker mode, it's got a speed of 1, which I'm guessing is some number of kilometers per hour, which is unfathomable to me, but it's not a lot of them. It's kind of
So
slow.
if-
It's faster than you could walk, but not by a lot.
I've looked at it, and a speed of 1 is about 20 kilometers per hour, I think, which
Ah.
would
12
be,
miles per hour.
it's 12 miles per hour.
Wow.
So literally
12 miles per
about
hour.
twice as fast as a person could walk.
It's like really powerful power walking.
Mall walking.
Dude, those mall walkers are serious business. I used to work at a mall, and like, man, you go there in the morning, like I would have to go from my shop to the bank with the money, and like, dude, these mall walkers would mow you down. They don't even care.
Mm.
All right. Start going, and it's expanding out faster than you can move with this thing. And as it starts to get closer and closer, it starts to get deeper and deeper. You know that you can't outpace it, and that it's going to eventually get to the point where you are submerged. At which point you can actually go a little bit faster.
Yeah, close the hatch, cramp into my back row. Oh, no, I guess he's driving it remotely, right? I could sit in the driver's seat then. I guess I don't have to be squished in the back.
I'm curled up in a ball in the back.
Yeah, he looks grouchy.
Strapped in, curled up in a little ball, and holding on to my gear.
So you're in there. You're in that one. You guys, spin the thing, and it latches down. You know enough to flip through all the switches and turn on all the like pressurization and shit like that, and it hisses for a moment, and then it releases all of this air that's got that new sub smell you were talking about earlier. Starts to go into the water. The legs. As soon as you get deep enough in the water that the legs are no longer supporting it, the legs automatically kind of pull up into like I want to say dachshund position because of my dog.
Henshin?
Yeah.
Like a little loaf.
Like a little loaf. Like a little loaf. Like a little shrimpy leg loaf. Yes. And it's like says something in Japanese about...
Yeah, it says henshin. That means transform.
Yes, it says that. And it switches to its underwater propulsion mode. So in that mode, these things lose... handling and gain speed. Start moving. Where are you guys headed? Are you guys gonna follow as this thing expands? Are you guys gonna head towards this island? Where are we going?
I believe he directed us towards the river.
Yeah, so you guys are moving out with it.
Nolan might not think this, but Aaron does. The way that this is moving, our best bet to survive likely is on the island.
Yeah, it's like the whole island, the whole desert is basically turning into an ocean.
Yeah, so we just go to the eye of the storm.
That's how I'm picturing it. Yeah.
I'm just putting that out there. We can do whatever because Nolan.
Yeah,
I'm
not
not going to tell me that because I'm driving towards the rivers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out of here. They gave us a submarine.
The sensors pick this up, and anybody that's looking out can see these things. There are these green forms, about dude size, that keep reaching out of the water.
Dude size.
Yeah, dude size. Size of a dude. Whatever. Keep reaching out of the water. And there's a lot of them. And they're coming after you guys. They're moving your way. Let me show you guys a little picture of what these things look like. One of you gets a really good look. Let me get perception rolls.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's perception.
This will be fun. I hope you guys enjoy this thing.
Let's see.
It's got a really cool
here.
name.
To add it together.
Got a hit from Nolan.
Oh yeah.
Body, agility, reaction, strength, logic, business.
4 hits.
Logic plus
things
perception.
It's logic plus perception. Okay, so
Intuition.
Oh, sorry, intuition. Sorry. Yeah.
Those are 2 similar type of stats.
It's like the opposite ends of your braininess.
The difference between wisdom and intelligence.
5,
Smart
I
and
think.
street
6.
smarts.
Oh, there we go. And there's another 1. Wow,
We're looking
Draft
through a
gets a good
big
look.
pink dome. It's hard to see anything, really.
That's fair. That's fair.
It gets better when one of the cameras picks it up. I zoom in real close, get this thing's face, and then I broadcast it onto a little AR display in front of the dome.
Jump
You're like,
scare
"What the
everyone.
fuck?"
Yeah.
Everybody's vision overlay just gets blasted with this thing.
Oh, he's cute.
Oh.
Yeah, I hope you guys like the cool name I came up with for it. It probably shows in the top left corner there. Frogman thing.
Frogman thing.
Frogman things.
Frogman. Frogman.
Bibmotron.
That's right. These creatures, they're like frog-faced, like man-shaped.
Sirens.
There's like mechanical-looking parts. There's
Yeah, I'm like, this
There's
partially
pipes and-
siren.
hoses and gears, and there's tendrils of pink fleshy crap coming off of them, and their mouth is loaded with teeth. Loaded with them. It's got the little flat, chewy kind in the front, and then the piercy, stabby kind in the back. It doesn't make sense. It should be the opposite of that.
What
It's gonna grind up stuff in the front and rip in the sides.
tunnel that we
It
are
is-
all tripping on.
It is fucking bizarre. And they look fairly sinister. And these things keep breaching out of the water. And again, the water does not splash. It does not react to their movement. And they keep popping out, and they're moving towards you guys.
How's the water reacting to the submersible?
It is not. But it still allows you to propel forward. But there's no wake.
No particles in the water when we're floating through it.
No, but I mean, there's those little blue motes of light that move out in a rippling kind of way, but they don't ripple outward from you. They're like rippling out from static points. It's like an approximation of water movement that doesn't respond to
Near
external
submarine
stimuli.
rises to the surface. Split breaks the surface,
Yeah.
putting the panther on the surface.
Okay,
and
so
begins-
it's up.
Boonk,
It's up. Yeah.
boonk, every time one pops out of the water.
Give me gunnery.
I have that skill.
Good. I'm glad.
Excellent.
It's not a great
You don't
version of the
sound
skill,
glad.
but I have.
You don't sound too heavy. All right, let's see. Ooh, that's a lot of dice.
Holy shit.
Hi, yo, Johnny, that's amazing.
Oh my god.
Ooh. You fire one of these rounds and it goes wide. This thing gets out of the way. You guys all hear it go off. This thing's like every time it fires. It sounds cooler than that. I'm sorry.
It sounds like a dog bark.
It sounds like a cool dog barking. You know what? It probably sounds like a panther.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
Better
not sure if we're dropping into initiative.
It's an
here.
ocelot, maybe.
At best. All right. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it up. Oof, all of these things go first. And let's go.
I didn't
So-
roll my hand. That's not my real initiative.
All right, roll the real one.
I'm trying to.
Oh, sorry.
I need to see what state I'm in. There it is. Oh, it has me in the right
Solid state.
Matrix.
Dude, Mac, you look like you're on vacation up there. Nice.
Yeah, it's summer. I'm chilling. I'm in Vancouver.
Okay.
It's sunny out.
It is nighttime where I am.
It's only 7 here.
Yeah, I know.
You got the Hawaiian shirt on? You ready?
20 works for me.
It's just because I was wearing
10
a
plus
tank top and I
46.
didn't
It
want
falls
to
within the
change
range of.
shirt over.
There we go. So these things go first. So there's 3 of them that are in range, and they start swimming up, and they're swimming up pretty friggin' fast. These things start trying to rip at the submarines. So I'm gonna have 2 of them go after you. Yeah, so the first person to react, it was a trick, so it's gonna go after the one that you're in, Rick.
okay, great.
Gotcha. All right, so it's gonna go after you. 2 of them after you, 1 of them after the other one. So Nolan and Hank. All right, so these things start attacking with their unarmed combat skills, which, ooh, man, I hope these things don't just really roll over everybody.
How do vehicles take damage in this? Are they just like a sweet shell in this?
Holy crap.
Nope. Yeah, there's a couple of hits. So you've got an armor value on there, and you've got a
And a body.
body.
Mm-hmm.
And it works just like regular.
You resist
people
against damage with your
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
So let's see. 1,
32
2,
dice.
I mean, they got a 16 body,
4,
so
5, 6. Yeah, so it's 6 hits on there, and the damage value. So you know what? That's 12. That's 12. So I guess you guys are probably gonna be okay. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Was that
Yeah.
all 3 attack at once, or is that only one frogman so far?
that's one of them.
Okay.
That's one of them. You get to roll to resist as well before trying to soak,
okay. So
which I think is what that was right there. Is that the
No,
what
that
test
was
is?
that was my reaction roll for the drone to get out of the way.
Gotcha.
For the
Okay.
for the walker to
Yep.
move.
That's
so you got
your
2
your
hits to drop
defense.
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my defense.
Okay.
And now
So-
I'll roll the 32.
okay.
Oh my god.
Like 32
Ah.
Oh my
dice.
goodness.
All right, so
Okay.
you take no damage. All right, that's fine. And then the next one is 1, 2, 3. Whoa, where'd it go? 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. So
After
this is
the
your
same
avoision.
Drop down by a die because it's the second attack. I don't evade. Oh, I get 1 evade.
Will resist, and this thing got 1, 2, 3, 4,
I only got 1, so it gets 3.
4,
on top of
3.
it.
So yeah, no, that's 9. So yeah, you're able to totally ignore this thing's trying to rip at you. So I guess these things probably can't do that much to you when you're inside of these little tank fellas here. So they attack a bunch. We're gonna you know what? They can't really do anything. So they're ripping at you. More of them start coming out. They start swarming and ripping and ripping and ripping and ripping. You guys start firing off, blasting them away bit by bit. As you hit these things, they start to leak light when they get hit. You blast a hole through one, and a bunch of green light pours out of it, and they slowly start to just disintegrate and fall apart. Particle components that come off of them go into this static water and just kind of flash and pulse out and get absorbed back into this water.
What in the great Ghost Fractarticon is going on? What in the hell are these things?
I don't know if Marty knows this, but I'm thinking it's some sort of like particle field.
I think it's a light construct, and I think the water is acting as if it's not moving in time. That's I think it's a weird time shenanigan, which I know time travel's not a thing, but that might be a thing. You might be able to stop time. I don't know.
I bet it's a nasty illusion.
That's one of the things that from my understanding, is fundamental to Shadowrun, is that there is no time
No time
Dilation.
travel, no teleportation.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. Also, people don't come back from the
A
dead,
couple of times.
except for certain things.
It's like whatever the genie won't grant you, that's what Shadowrun doesn't do.
You can't make you fall in love. I'm sorry. There's no fall in love in Shadowrun. It doesn't happen. There's only tragedy, no love. So, you guys are blasting these frog man things. You guys are smoking a bunch of them.
Who's in the driver's seats? Is it Marty
It's
and Null
Nolan.
still?
Yeah.
Right. Marty, no. Drive manual.
Okay. Yeah.
Controls go back to them. I switch over into my cyber deck. Go virtual.
for just a moment, you stop being limp, and then you're like, okay, switch, right back out.
Next one. Next device.
Slump back down. It's the mental equivalent of hitting the source button on a TV remote.
There you go. HDMI.
You switch over. Your perspective switches out from the sensors and the cameras of these vehicles to the Matrix.
What does it look like here?
It looks really similar to what you were seeing with your sensors, except, above all of it, you can still see the grid. The like up. Like if you
Up
wanted
above
to
us.
zoom
All right.
up, you can connect back into
Do the frog
Whatever
men
it's-
exist?
whatever the grid is called in California. I don't know what it's called, the California one. CalNet. Who knows? But
Where are we near?
see it up
LA?
above. you're in like
Net.
Modesto, so you're like halfway there.
Probably like Cal Freenet for like the
Something.
the national grid.
Cal free.
I don't go on national grids. It's bogus.
Yeah, it's gross. It's scummy. Everything's sepia toned up there. Like you look up, you're like, ugh. Ugh.
Do the frogmen exist?
Yeah, you still see them.
Does
You
the
still
house
see them. They
still
look.
exist?
What's that?
Does the house still exist?
Yeah, it all looks the exact same.
All right, it's phone call time.
Yeah, you dial out.
Johnson.
Guys. Yes.
All right, we're cruising along in your submarine Walker Burrow Matagashi STK. Where do you want them delivered?
Oh, good news. That's good news. Just make sure they don't get damaged too much.
Yeah, we're
There's
working
not
on
a
that.
lot of resale value if they get
Creepy
damaged too
frogmen are
much.
making a problem. Where do they need to go?
What?
That's all I care about.
Frog?
Where do they need to go?
I'm sorry. Yes, just bring them back. I'll send you the coordinates here, and he sends you a thing. And there's like outside of Modesto, there's like a garage that he wants you to bring them to. Looking at where you are, it's like I don't know, 15 miles.
Okay, we'll head that way.
All right. So you guys are going.
Does the video feed from the vehicles pick up all the crazy shit that's going on?
Yeah.
I'm going to, just so you know what's going on, Mr. J. Bing.
Yeah. So
Send
you
it to him. This is what
grab
we're
it.
dealing with right now.
You grab the video feed and you fold it up into like an envelope format, and then you send it through. And he gets it, and he's like, "I don't understand. Where are you?
GPS coordinate goes up.
This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Mhm,
no
mhm.
trek. I don't get it either. But we're heading towards that spot,
You're-
so.
Miles from the coast.
Haha.
There's
Thought
something wrong. There's something wrong with your information."
The wrong.
Hey, man. I thought I got, exposed to some sort of crazy dope, but if you can see that too, we'll see you over in Modesto.
All right. Very good.
Cheers, boss.
Yeah.
Did I hear that right? I'm like
Hang
struggling to steer this thing. Modesto?
Yeah.
It's,
Here's, here's the blink, blink. Here's the coordinates. Put them in.
you're trying to steer this thing with the 2 analog sticks, but like when it's in the aquatic mode, one of them doesn't do anything, and you're like, "Why am I spinning?" But you get it after a little
This
bit.
looks so much easier when you do it with your brain, dude.
Looks a lot easier when I don't have to do anything. But you guys end up skirting past this island and just heading out.
Let's head towards it.
And as this is happening, you can see off in the distance on the horizon behind you, the water's receding. And it's moving back in towards the island as you guys are heading out away from it. And after a short while of
Hold on,
smoking more of these
before
frog
we go
fellas.
past the islands, I am gonna. So chummers, do we want to crawl up on that island and take some pictures?
You have a drone that could possibly snap some photos instead of us getting close to it, or I mean, he's been there in the astral.
He's got
He said he
one.
didn't like it.
Well, I've never been there in the physical though, and if I'm being honest with you, what's gonna happen when the water recedes and we just drop?
Yeah, we gotta get to the bottom before that water gets completely away. But we aren't actually there yet because this is that was as we were past. He was talking about when we were past, and we're now backtracking a little bit because I wanted to see if anybody wanted to go check out the island.
I mean, just
Draft
out of
has a little
character.
curiosity.
Out of character, Aaron is incredibly curious.
I am.
Yeah,
too.
well, but are your characters curious?
My character is a moron. I have a one logic. He doesn't think.
Yeah. Dude, it's so fun to play idiots. It's so
He
fun.
lacks the ability to be curious.
My character is very objective driven, so it does seem like
Yeah,
a
time to get out.
side trip. Yeah.
What about you, Hank?
Hank's down. He's like not sure this is even real, and
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna wake up soon anyways. Why not?
Hank
Yeah.
used to do a lot of acid. So it's like, maybe? I don't know.
Looks
he
like
was
I
in the
over-exercised.
2000s rave scene pretty hard.
Oh, damn
Well, the
fat
drugs, I
cells
didn't know what they
burned
were.
up.
I just
Here
took
go.
Just took the blue ones, and holy shit.
All right, I will.
Just Viagra.
So swapping over between controls, I will take the armed and extra armored submersible walker, and I'll kind of veer it off from one side to the other, and then I will have that one kind of walk up on the land while the other one's still flanking around the other side, heading towards Modesto, and I'm just
Okay.
snapping pictures and recording, man. I'm like, what the hell?
Well, did
So
you
you get
take
to the
control
edge-
away from
Yep.
Nolan?
Oh wait, actually no. If you want to drive, I'll let
Yeah.
you have just go swing around the outside of the island.
Nolan says, "Oh yeah, no problem,"
And
and then
do-
he immediately climbs out and starts walking towards the house.
Okay. You're getting out of the sub? Is that
No,
what
he
I'm hearing?
No, the sub is climbing out of the water.
Okay, I was like, okay, all right. But yeah,
So
so
you popped out the top hatch. You're kind of like snapping flicks, like doing like 360 turret moves, like taking pictures of everything. I guess I'm kind of like with
these
you
guys
keeping
comlinks set for
six.
panoramic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I got everything going to record and just feeding into I'm overloading my deck with information,
Oh yeah.
all
Oh,
attached
yeah.
to like GPS data and so this
Every
is what we were seeing. I
sensor,
got no clue
all
what
of
the hell is
everything.
going on.
It's all getting recorded and compressed and stored. The one submersible walker situation gets to the edge of this island and starts to clamber up, and it's surprisingly easy to get this thing to climb up. It's using some of the two hands on the front to balance itself and grip onto stuff as you climb. As you get closer, again, there's lights coming out of this house in there. You see movement inside, like the opposite of a shadow being cast out of it.
So,
Like
is there anything in
light
there?
in the form of a
It's so
person
cool.
being projected out, green light moving around inside.
Yeah.
As if there were a person blocking a darkness emanating.
Nolan is gonna do some chanting in Orzet, and he's gonna attempt to summon a spirit of man.
Okay,
So
go for it. What force are you trying to summon it?
6.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a penalty of 3 dice here.
Oh, sorry, I
Oh,
fucked that up.
oh,
I fucked that up. I did not.
No,
I know, but I didn't apply the proper penalty.
that
So
wasn't your roll.
Even better. Look at that.
That's your roll.
I can't believe on those 12 dice, I got one hit on 12.
I
So
got
it owes you 2.
it owes me 2. So this spirit of man,
What's
literally,
it look like?
it's a pile of arms with no face.
I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate
don't
it so
worry,
much.
I hate it too. That's why I'm gonna send it in there and tell it to kill that thing.
I think I fought that in a game once. Evil Within, one of the bosses.
Oh, yeah, probably.
In the
second one,
Persona
I would assume?
series, one of the demon lines.
Oh,
is-
one of the demons that you can summon. Yeah,
Oh, I
I think
thought you were
know
just
that.
weird.
That one's
I
just
didn't realize
floating
it was
in the
from
air,
something.
though, isn't it?
Well, these people are Japanese, so they'll respect this. I could have summoned. I could have summoned Maru, the giant penis chariot, but I didn't. So here you go.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, just summon
Alright.
Jack Frost. I want to hear Hee-Ho.
Now, when you say Jack Frost, you mean the horror movie or the one with Michael?
No, Jack
Keaton?
Frost from Persona. He's a little demon,
Oh.
but he's cute. He's like the
Oh, okay.
mascot.
I do have to do drain on that though. The incoming drain is equivalent to the thing, or is it equivalent to that
It's
times
2.
two? Oh.
It's 2. He only got 1 hit, so your drain
Yeah.
is 2.
Okay.
Yep.
Well then,
2 you're trying to resist.
I probably got it then.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
got 3, so you're fine.
Yeah. So this pile of arms is going to try and break into this house and attack that man.
Dude, I'm imagining like a koosh ball made out of arms. If you guys
Yeah, it's like
remember those things.
tumbleweeding and like putting palms
Yeah, it's,
down.
yeah, it's like
there.
a bizarre tumbleweed of arms. Gross with the fireworks, but it's rolling and like tumbling through, gets to the doorway, and like one of the hands as it's rolling grabs onto the door and slides to the side, and it tumbles in, and you see that shadowy light that's coming out, bending around the bizarre form of these arms and casting these moving, bizarre shadows, flails around in there, and there's a noise that sounds like a dial-up modem coming out of there.
Yeah, get him.
I don't even know what the hell's gonna. All right, so this is not what I expected to happen. So
No worries, this is what I'm here for. I
Thank
input
you.
his skill, and I can roll stuff for him.
I guess go for it. Give me an attack roll.
Yeah.
Let's see how this thing's gonna try to resist, and it rolled like trash.
Okay, he has unarmed combat. Yeah.
It can't
Um,
use that. It can't use unarmed combat. It's just arms. It's all arms.
Okay, so that's going to be at 12d6 then.
Arms with knives. Armed combat.
So he gets 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah, a lot.
5 hits.
Okay. It deals a bunch of damage, and this thing is not super durable in there.
All the arms rear back and it's all punch at once.
Yeah, it's like some
It's
of
a
them are
giant arm
slapping.
whip.
Yeah, some of them are slapping. Some of them are trying to choke. Some of them are tearing. Some of them are doing the Three Stooges poking the eyes maneuver. Like
Yeah,
it's it's
Very
all
Army
that.
of Darkness, yeah.
Army of Darkness.
There we go.
Of
Yeah.
Darkness. So it fair well to
slipping
arms.
behind,
right?
giving a little goose to distract him.
One of them's, tags him in the can. He's like, "What was that?" And he's like, boink, pokes him in the eyes, and he's like, "Why I oughta?" And then starts slapping him around. It does the thing where it holds out the fist, and then he hits the top of the fist, and it swings around over the top, pops him in the top of the head. It starts mauling and ripping at this form inside. The lights are flickering, and you see it dissipate and vanish.
Hope that
It's
wasn't
dark
a
in there
good
now.
thing.
The sea around this island is receding faster and faster and faster.
Let's bail, boys. Let's hit the water. Back to the ground.
I hear that.
The walkers are like moving double time down the hill, and when they hit the water, they switch into sub mode, but they stay angled down with like the legs almost barely like helping scoot them along the ground.
Okay. Yeah. So you start diving and diving and diving, and this not water is receding closer and closer and closer. You're just at the crest, the edge of this receding water. And as the water recedes, you can see these frogman things at the edge of the water, and as the water recedes, they vanish along with it. And you can see like a wall racing towards you as the water is receding, like the strata of the earth receding
Climb up,
towards
climb
you.
up, climb up, climb up.
You gotta start
I
hauling
pull up-
ass up.
I pull up local like geodata to figure out what the actual elevation of the current location is, and try and get the
You're going fast.
match up
You're going
the
fast.
boat where it's
and
at.
trying to get to the top of this water, and you're
Pull it
seeing
back
it,
on
and
the
it's reading
manual.
up. It's showing you a negative number in meters as you're reaching towards the surface, and that number is getting closer and closer to 0. And just as it reaches 0 is when the tide hits, and you burst out of the earth. You're halfway through, and you rip out. And it's just desert, sand, just falling away as this tide recedes, and you see it go further, and it starts to get towards that island.
Yeah.
And
The walkers do a
island's-
very slow turn around to look back at it.
Yeah, and there's sand pouring off of the joints of these legs, and because it's still in that sub mode, as that hits, the propeller is just like spewing sand out from behind it, and it starts to kind of grind a little bit, and it's starting to make a terrible noise. but it'll be okay.
Shut up.
But it's going to make a lot of noise. Yeah. The legs start extending, and you rip free from the sand, and you see this island as the tide comes back to it. The sand starts to encroach, and it falls away. And that house with the light that was coming out of it, that green light that was shining out, it's dark now, just dissipates as it shrinks in. And that house is the center of this event. Slowly, there's nothing. Like it was imploding. There's nothing left.
Did it take the pile of arms with it?
No, that would remain. Because you used the one favor, it still got one more favor. So it's there, and it just falls.
It's scurrying along the ground at you.
Yeah, it falls like a solid 4 feet to hit the surface of the sand, and it scratches at a bunch of elbows, and then shrugs.
Give itself a round of applause.
It's a lot of shrugs. A sphere of applause. It's just in time for you to hear and see overhead dock wagon coming in.
How many ambulances?
One sky ambulance currently.
Oh, perfect.
What did you just roll?
If I see dock wagon, I have to roll willpower, or else I will react violently. That's the vendetta drawback.
How many do you need? How many hits do you need?
I need one more than I got.
Oh boy.
How well do I know Nell?
You've probably
You know him well.
Yeah, know me for years.
As soon as I see the dock wagon in the distance, the bubble on the front of his boat goes black.
Yeah.
I put a shit ton of spam up on it and just cover it up like,
Yeah.
ooh, look at the sparkling lights. I start
It's all
replaying the
this-
Frogman footage and
And you
It's
just
It's the
nothing,
crazy
boss,
frog.
nothing,
Yeah.
nothing,
I
I don't know if you guys remember Crazy Frog. It's the song from
Axel
Beverly
F.
Hills
Axel
Cop
F,
remix.
yeah.
Yep. Axel F.
Axel F. That's the one. And but you sent him all this crap. Not quite in time.
Yep. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
And Hank, you're in there with Nolan, and he's just freaking the fuck out, and he's like trying to punch through, but he's incredibly weak. But he's trying to punch through the glass, and he's like, "Get those fuckers out of here!" And his accent is again inconsistent, but
It's consistently
my
inconsistent. So
Jimmy
that's
Ricard accent.
Just lived a lot of lives.
Damn it.
So the dock wagon, they're tracking us, or are they tracking
No.
towards us? Because the wristband was
going
back
towards
in
the
the
wristband.
pit, right? Yeah.
yeah,
But they're flying
Okay.
right over us. 'Cause we're...
they're flying overhead. You guys are in the path.
Mm.
So they come overhead. Are you gonna take a shot?
if you allow Nolan to see, you would know that he knows the spell destroy aircraft.
and Powerball, destroy aircraft. All of those would work on him. As soon as I hear Nolan starting to freak out and punch the glass, it goes back to being 100% clear. Everything's off the thing, and I'm like, vent, buddy, vent.
All right, I'm gonna cast destroy aircraft at force 10.
All right. Here's the fun thing. This vehicle is called a stallion. Not to be confused with the other vehicles that were called stallions.
Why even say it then?
I don't know who made those decisions.
A Hughes Stallion versus a GMC Stallion.
And I'm gonna pre-edge.
Bingo. Ugh.
Oh man.
So weird sounding.
Oh, those are a lot of dice.
I rolled 14 dice. I got 6 hits. It's like a slay spell.
So did you get any sixes in that?
I did. I got
I think
one more
I
hit.
think that went into it, right? Because your pool was 14. What we got?
And it did it
Yeah,
automatically
that's
for me. So that's destroy aircraft, line of sight, force -3 on the drain. So I'm gonna take 7 drain.
Oof. That's physical too, because you you overcast that.
Yep.
Youch.
Well, I get to roll 12 die to see how much. I do
Yeah.
or don't
Okay.
take.
All right.
So I still take 3, but that's fine.
That's okay. That's not that bad.
It's reflex plus
Scott, you know how that works
intuition.
off the top of your head?
It's a vehicle, so he does the vehicle does its vehicle dodge, which is if the pilot's on it, it's reaction, intuition. If the pilot's not in it, it's pilot times 2.
Okay.
If it's like dog braining it,
Yeah. No, it's got a.
and if
let's see.
if he's running it by a VCR, his VCR rating is a bonus.
Yeah. No, this doesn't. He's not a rigger. This is just a regular dude.
Just the pilot. That 7 hits that I rolled was the assault cannon that followed up his sleigh. So he slays.
Alright.
I watch it start to crush, and I just fire at it because I'm like, just in case.
All right. So
I need to fight these.
I got 2 hits, and you had a lot of hits.
I
You
had
6.
I had 6, yeah.
You got 4 net. So yeah, this thing starts to. I don't even know what would happen with that. Would destroy a vehicle. I'm guessing it starts to just fall apart.
Straight damage. Hey, just
Yeah, like I imagine it like he kind of punches at the air and the force of that flies through and just bends the side of it.
It starts to crunch.
Yeah.
Okay. I was imagining like invisible
pop off and
gremlins
things go
pulling.
flying. Yeah, just
Like
shit
pulling
just falling
things
apart.
loose. Yeah, but you want crunch. So
I want crunch, yeah.
you want crunch. All right, so it starts to crunch. The hull starts to indent and implode, and like it starts to bend, and there's like pontoons on the side for it to land down on, and those just like twist and spiral and like start to pop off, and the rotors start to crumble. You deal a bunch of damage, and then you got 7 to hit with the panther.
Yeah.
What noise does that make? Go ahead and make a panther noise.
Oh no, it doesn't make a panther noise. It goes.
Fine.
Whoa!
It goes woof. All right. It doesn't go like. All right.
Yeah,
So
no. That's when you put that. That's when you put the suppressor on it.
Oh,
Which is like a,
I feel so awkward in this
Auto-
moment.
You guys remember Laser
Good.
Cats?
Laser Cats was the old YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh no, that was like on a
It was
SNL. I think.
Yeah, it was Lonely Island. Like those guys.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, Lonely Island.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I was
God.
gonna say I feel a little bit awkward in this moment, you know,
Good.
because I don't feel like Marty would ruthlessly kill Dock Wagon
I-
people, but you know, I'm gonna put the blinders up and allow this carnage to unfold and just kind of.
That's okay.
It
You were
could
well
be-
aware of the
Yeah.
fact that your brother is a known terrorist, so
Yeah.
Well, that's fair. I think didn't Marty get hosed by them somehow? I thought he had
Yes, but
like a
he's
real
still,
serious falling out with them.
From what I know about Marty is he doesn't like hate Dock Wagon.
Okay.
He respects people who do fire watch and anyone who's like in that line of duty. You know, he pays respect to his fellow.
He's supportive. Okay.
Yeah.
So, oh god, trash. I got two hits on, and you said you had 7. Ooh.
yeah. So that's
All right. So it's 5
14.
net. So what's the
14p
Four-
plus 5, 19p.
yeah, 19 plus another 14 from Nolan. Or
okay?
the other way
But
around.
what's the armor pen on these things?
Oh, I don't know what the AP is on that panther.
Well, the AP for the spell is going to be its force,
Which is 10.
which is 10. Great. All right. So you said it was how much damage, Aaron?
14 from destroy aircraft.
Okay, so it survives that. Just a little.
Oh yeah.
The Panther AP is -6, and the damage code is 17.
Oh, 17. Sorry. 22p minus 6 AP.
Oh, okay. I'll
Is that
forgive
all?
you. This doesn't- okay.
So
Yeah,
it just
all right,
barely
so let's
survives.
see.
Yeah.
Also, the pilot, if this vehicle survives this, which it won't, but if it does, he still has to make a pilot reaction to see if he crashes.
Crash.
6. Okay, so he soaks 6 from the Panther cannon. So it starts to crumble as you're using your spell on it. I would imagine your guy is like straining as hard as he can. You know, all the veins on your forehead are standing up, and you know your eyes start to get bloodshot, and then you're like crunching as hard as you can, and then like a little bit of blood starts coming out of your nose from the physical damage that you're taking, and then this thing starts to crumble a little bit, and just as it starts to stop being crunched, a big fucking hole gets blasted through with this Panther cannon. Blast straight through, and you see just the rotor gets severed, and the thing puffs out a little bit of smoke, starts to spiral, fire gouts out, and the thing detonates in the air before it hits the ground. And you get this feeling, just a subtle feeling, that there were 7 people inside of this thing. Specifically, 7. It hits the ground, blows up. Blows up a
Happy
second
birthday,
time.
bro. Let's run.
I'm Michael Scott facing right now.
You guys march away through the desert, taking the long way home, going around all the highways, moving through the desert as much as you can until you get to a point where you have to go through a little bit of an urban area for a very brief while. Spend about 3 city blocks just marching through the streets in these tank submarine monstrosities.
Is there an external speaker system on these things?
Yeah, for sure. It looks like a big ol' air horn.
If anyone like looks like they're coming out of their houses, I do the Citizens, stay in your homes. This is a routine patrol. Citizens,
You have
Yeah.
stay in
30
your
seconds
homes.
to
This is a
comply.
routine patrol.
Yeah. There's a couple of people that are like, "What the fuck?" Oh, and they see the cannon tracks, and they're like, "Ah!" and they run. There's a couple of people that see it, and they go back to shooting dice. They're like, "All right, whatever," and they shoot dice. And you guys get there, and there's a guy outside of this garage that you're supposed to go into. He's got like overalls where one side is undone and it's like flopped open. It's like this orc, and he's got like a bunch of like grease stains and stuff, and he spits on the ground as you guys come up. He gives you a tuck of the cap that he's wearing, slams his fist against the wall, hits the button, and the overhead door rolls up. He starts giving you the this way, a little to the left, a little to the left, a little to the right, and then guides you in, and you get in there.
Legs
and
crunch down a little bit.
Yeah, you scuttle. You get down, and you
They
scuttle.
duck.
Yep, there are these harnesses that are already set up for these things to go into. So you get into position, and the guy comes underneath, and he like moves a chain across and like locks it into place, and it winches up, and then relieves the stress off of the legs. Moves up. There's like a, I don't know if you call it a ladder or stairs, but it's like a stair ladder, the kind, and rolls it up to the side for you guys to come out and come down. He goes, "Well, thank you very much. I think this is it. I got contact with the boss. I'm going to let him know that these came in here. He's probably going to want to talk to you in person, but I think you guys did a good job here. You got him in. These don't even look like they got that messed up. That's a good job. I thought that you guys would be bringing in a truck, but I guess you got it here without the truck, which is pretty cool because I don't know where I was going to keep the truck. This garage isn't really set up for a truck. If you see here, but I mean, it's set up for these things. We were going to set it up outside and put them together and bring them in here, but you guys got them in here without me even having to do any of that. I appreciate the help. So if you guys are ready to go, you guys can go anytime you want. But if you guys want to hang out for a little while, I have some. I got some soy dogs cooking over here, and it's a little bit late. I think it's about 1 o'clock in the morning, about this time right here now. Yep. That looks about right. But if you guys want to hang out, you can. If you guys want to leave, I'm not gonna hold it against you. But I got the boss coming. He's gonna probably want to talk to you guys at some point. So whatever you guys feel like doing. I mean, how'd it go? Was it good? I think it was probably pretty good. I mean, these things came in pretty good shape. I think you guys probably didn't have too much trouble coming through. And I got these things look pretty crazy. I did a little bit of research on these things before we brought them in here, and these are expensive pieces of machinery. I don't know how much you guys know about these things, but these are rare prototype type deals here. There's only a couple of these things in existence. I think they made about 6 of these, and then we got 2 of them right here. These things are going to fetch a pretty penny, and I think these things are worth probably about somewhere in the neighborhood of about 400,000 new yen a piece. But especially with these modifications on here, look at that. You just got that Panther cannon on there. I don't even know if it's supposed to have that on there. I'm looking at the manual, and it says on here that it's got mounts on there, but I didn't think there was going to be Panther cannon on
The
it.
Panther cannon is a Panther cannon belongs to Marty. He brought that. I mounted it when we had to take it out. So I'll be pulling that off.
Excuse me. That's fine. Hey, I got some of my tools over here. I got the whole set here. I don't know what kind of ratchet sets you got here, but if you want to take a look at these, I got these fine ratchet sets here. I got these.
Were you raised by auctioneers or something? Like, what's going on here?
Auctioneer? Wait, I don't know. So he does not appear to breathe.
Yeah.
Keeps talking.
I
Guys,
reach into my
take
pocket,
off.
pull out an optical chip, plug it in, download some of the footage of the crazy shit, pull it out, hand it over to him. Watch this.
All right, hold on now. And he like walks over, and he's got this old Trid set. He hits the button, and it starts to spin up, and it's like one of the fucking spinners is like busted, so it's like 3/4 of the image, and he slots the thing in there, and it doesn't work, and he pulls it out, and he blows on it, and he flips it over, and he plugs it back in, and it starts to load up, and it says that it's missing a plug-in, and then he's like, I don't know how the damn thing is, and he starts like hitting it, and like, that's not going to do anything. That's not going to help anything. You fuck with it for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and take the liberty of saying that you fix it. You download the updates for the drivers on it, and now it starts working. So it starts playing, and he's like, what the hell is that now? That looks
I
like
just need to keep him distracted and stop talking while I'm doing stuff.
Oh,
Well,
this guy-
he's
It's
If
either
you
him
want
or
a
sticking one of the
distraction.
other guys on him.
Marty is exhausted by this guy. He's
Yeah.
just pacing back and forth like across the room from him.
Nolan
he doesn't stop talking.
will come up and he'll
But-
say an Orzet. And he's just like, so you like know a lot about cars, eh?
I
that's-
mean, some a little bit about cars, and then he starts going off, and
Yup.
he's
And then
Yeah.
Nolan leads him over to where the soy dogs are, and he tries to pick one up, and he burns his hand, and he tries to pick it up again, he burns his hand again, and then he finally picks it up. It's not even cooked.
Third
Use the
Yeah.
tongs, Nolan.
it's real hot on the outside. Yeah.
Well, he's picking
tongs
it up
are
right
next
off
to
the
that.
grill. Yeah.
Hank levitates one to himself.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
He insists on speaking in Orzet to this guy, and he starts talking about EDM music with the same passion and enthusiasm that this guy was trying to talk about these cars.
He shuts up. He's like, I don't know about that.
He's got nothing to say about EDM.
Well, you got to understand, man. Okay, so like right when the bass drops, right? Like the whole point of that is like you get your rhythm going. It's fucking amazing, man. It's like the best high you can ever get, except when you do fucking like Nova Coke or something. It's like right up
You
there.
hear
I
that
can
Crazy
talk to you about
Frog
some-
song blasting from the helicopter? That was EDM.
Yeah, his eyes start to glaze over, and then you mention Nova Coke. He's like, I can, and then you keep talking about the EDM. His eyes glaze over again, and he's like, yeah, I think it's getting pretty late. You guys probably should go. Boss is gonna want to talk to you. Yeah, he's gonna want to verify. I sent him the code. This is good. He's gonna give you the payment. So you might as well just, you might as well just get out of here.
No, I'm good.
All right, so you hang out for a while, and you guys get through doing your unmodifications, and after a short while, you guys are done. You guys leave. This guy is grumpy now. He was having a good time, and now he's like, I hope you never come back. But you guys leave.
You talked my dang old ear off, you damn yappers.
So you head out, and you meet back up with Mr. Johnson. He comes around not too long afterwards. You guys meet at a nearby location. He picks you up in the car, drives you guys back to a nice, decent, Chili's level restaurant. Yeah, nothing crazy. Get you guys some food, some late night drinks. They're closed, but they open up for him. You guys go in, sit down. He's like, it's good to see that you've delivered the merchandise. My recovery team got about halfway there before you contacted and let us know it was good. I'm not sure what you were talking about with this information you sent me. Some sort of
Look at another
hoax,
recording
possibly?
of it.
He's looking, he's like,
that's
this is
100% pure reality.
This is bizarre. I don't.
Yeah, what's the payout for natural disasters and physical anomalies?
I suppose if you make some sort of negotiation roll, we could probably give you more money.
Who's got it?
I got it. I do actually have points in this, but also I'm short 3 die. So yeah, I've taken a lot of damage and it's all self-inflicted.
Yeah, it's
Well,
just
yeah.
drain.
Yeah.
I'll bring you guys back to this scene so that you can see the dude that you're
I
talking.
mean, I
to.
have an intimidation and a leadership. I don't have negotiation.
I have
That's a little bit different.
Let's see what I got. I got 2 hits. Nolan at this point, like he's like his entire face is covered in blood. He's still like wearing all the same clothes he was wearing before, obviously. So he's just like, well, like he said, it's just that that was like some strange natural disaster type thing, except it was an unnatural disaster, and I had to summon a spirit made of arms to make that stop.
You'll find that at 1421 of the filming. It's kind of cool.
He rolls through it and he's doing the gestures, the circling motion with the left hand as he gets to that mark, and then scrolls back in the opposite direction, pauses with the open palm, pinches, and then expands, twists a little bit to freeze frame through it, and he sees this hand thing that you summon, and it goes in there. It's like, what the hell? All right.
We actually did
You
that.
guys can see this in AR. Anybody that's got any kind of vision enhancement stuff that allows them to see AR, who's got that? Contacts, glasses, and yeah, you.
I have
All
a
right,
data
so it's just you.
check.
I don't care.
No.
So you see it. Give me a perception roll, real quick. Draft.
Rip perception.
Oh, you
I
got a
love the
lot.
dice that are all stacked up on the side over there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Plenty. All right, so you can see it, and you're looking through it from the backside as he's looking at it. You're sitting across from him, and just the silhouette of the green light projection that's coming out of there happens to sync up and match up just right. And from your perspective, the exact angle that you're at, it cuts the exact same silhouette as this man. But he's looking at it, he's like, I don't understand. What kind of monstrosity is this? Why does this exist? This is disgusting. This is unnatural. There shouldn't be these kinds of... Look, I don't care. You got the job done. That's what matters. Dinner's on me. I have a couple of these $5 margaritas. Send you your payment. Did a pretty
Get
good
an extra
job.
for that.
For what? This footage? I don't even want this. I don't know what the hell this is. This is some sort of bizarre magic freak crap.
Actually, it's
All right.
explicitly not magical. We
I
did
will
check that.
sell it to somewhere else. Unless
It's
you
like,
want
if this-
it, just for yourself.
And he starts to dial through it, and he's like, "No, you can't sell this. Footage on
That's
here
why you
includes
wanna buy
these
it."
vehicles.
Yeah, all the more reason you want to buy it.
You trying to extort this from me?"
No, not extortion. This is a secondary portion thing. If you want this stuff to not get out, this other stuff's valuable payday.
Hey,
If
we
I can't
even
sell it
switched the
somewhere else,
language.
I gotta sell it to you.
Those things were stuck in Japanese until we installed the Linguisoft, you know.
That's true.
But he's Japanese. He doesn't care about that.
Yeah, he's like,
I have to change it back. Yeah.
yeah, just put it back, please. I gotta figure out where it says language now. That's a pain in the ass. All right, so he's
Hey, Mr. J, I'm not saying a lot. 16K, 4K for each of us, and it's all yours. I'll scrub every other copy we got. That's a pittance.
it's extortion. It's classic. I appreciate your candor. You've got what my people call chutzpah. Oh, he doesn't say that. No, he's like,
Moxie?
You
Moxie.
have.
you've got Japanese chutzpah. No, he says, I appreciate your entrepreneurial spirit. Fine. There's the extra. This should get you an upgrade on your flight to wherever the hell you go.
Turn the comm link around to him and hit the delete button. Erase the things. There you go, boss.
Excellent. Excellent work. If you're ever looking for more work in this type of industry, I have friends that can use these kinds of services again. Please, keep this contact number. I will save this burner phone. Contact me in the future. I'll contact you if anything comes up. He reaches
Sounds
out
good
for a
to me. handshake.
Everybody at this point notices the missing part of
Tuck
the
my
finger.
pinky as I reach out to him.
Wow, he's a Yakuza.
He sees you tuck the pinky and he's like, "You son of a bitch." And he shakes your hand. He pulls you in close and he whispers into your ear, "This is the last time you'll disrespect me." And he smiles.
Nolan
I
Nolan
apologize
hears
in
that,
Japanese.
and he'll just say in AZ Spanish out loud so that the spirit can hear him, because it's been like on the astral following us.
Oh god. Okay, it's just been tumbling around.
This
It
guy
owes me one more favor before sunrise, so I'll just be like, can you materialize and just follow this guy until you're done?
It's I don't know what it salutes with, but it does some sort of salute gesture with its
Thumbs up.
hands. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it gives you 1,000 thumbs up.
Yeah. And then I
Yeah.
will say,
The fucking fireworks.
yeah. And then Nolan will like kind of put his finger on this Yakuza's chest, and then like a bunch of other fingers will poke him in the back, and I'll be like, you don't talk to him that way.
He looks around and he's like, "What?" And he turns and he sees beyond, because you guys are sitting in a booth, behind him, there's like all of the crazy hands, and like beyond that, there's the server, and the server's got all of your Southwestern egg rolls. And the server's like, and drops his Southwestern egg rolls and then runs away. And he sees it and he looks mortified.
And
He's like, "It's a demon."
don't worry, he'll be gone in the morning, but he'll be keeping you safe until then.
And it fires off 1,000 middle fingers at this guy. And then everybody else that's not this guy laughs and laughs
Uncomfortably.
and then fades out. That's it. You guys got through the weird crap and did some weird crap and got paid. Thank you guys so much for being here for this, and I hope you guys had some fun.
GG's, thanks for having me, guys.
Oh yeah, dude, thank you for
Yes.
filling in
Thank
last
you,
minute.
Mack.
Pleasure, Mac.
Yeah, Matt came in with, I want to say it was like 3 hours notice. So thank you so much. And
And he came in, and he went
Chuck?
out. He came in, and he went out.
Yep. The show must go on. Yeah.
awesome. Well, thank you guys. And listeners, thank you for being here. And I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I want to remind you guys that there is still that contest. If you send in your Shadowrun fan art, whether it's for any of the shows that are related with the Fixer Files or just whatever Shadowrun fan art you might have. Send it into thefixerfiles@gmail.com. You get a chance to win a free copy of Shadowrun Anarchy hardcover book. All you gotta do is pay shipping. So send that fan art in, and you get entered to win. Thank you guys very much for listening. Have a great night.
Bye,
Peace out.
Thank you.
Toodaloo.
I've never heard of that inflection before.